Good afternoon, welcome to game number 1 for Moscow 5, or between Moscow 5 and the GDB team. This is a game for the StarLadder LAN Finals group stages. It is going to be 2 games between these 2 teams. And before I continue, I just have to say that I am not an official caster for Star Series. If you want to watch the official cast, you can go to Owned TV. And you can watch games there, although having said that, there is no official English cast for this match, which is why we're here, to still being able to provide that. And we're going to have the first pick is going to the GDB team, or the good B team, I'm now going to call it, by the way. And it's going to be Naga Siren that's getting banned out first, so don't want to be facing that one. In the meantime, some information about the teams, about their previous game they played. Moscow 5 played Meteor Makers earlier, if I recall correctly, and they ended up with a 1-1 score, so it's 1 point for Moscow 5. The good B team, they played Pulse before, which we actually followed, so we saw that one. But they won both of those games. So they got 3 points, so they are ahead right now, as we're going to see if they're going to be able to pick up more points in these 2 games. Of course, it's going to be 1 point if you win, 3 points if you win both games, and 0 points if you lose, which is kind of obvious. And the top 2 of each group will be going on to the double elimination bracket that starts tomorrow. In the meantime, Rubik gets banned out as well as the Darkseer. So that is going to be that. For the people asking, you should be able to link links in the chat if you want to, if they are good links. But if there is a stream for Skoda's Elite first Meteor Makers as well, that's English, then definitely link it. Because I want to have people be able to watch all teams that they want to be seeing. So if they want to watch that one, then they should be able to. So yes, links are allowed. It is the Undying that's being banned out for the last ban for M5, and the Templar Assassin first pick up for the GDB team. And we're gonna go very fast through these picks. The Chen and the Leshrac were actually the first to pick up that Pulse picked up in their first game as well. Leshrac and Chen pushing power there, and Templar Assassin already there. We still have the Batrider in the pool, so it could even be that the good B team wants to pick up that Batrider as well, just to make sure that M5 is not going to be picking that one up, because it is of course a counter towards the Templar Assassin, which we have seen a lot of the time in the last week, since the patch, of course. But we will find out. They're taking their time, they still have bonus time and everything, and there's indeed the Batrider, and it's going to be complemented with the Jakiro. I'm curious to see how they're going to be laning this though. Like, like I said, Batrider was a quite expected pick, kind of. Or it is a logical pick, let's put it that way. But normally these 2 heroes, both Batrider and Templar Assassin, are mid. Now Batrider can also be on the solo hard lane. So that will definitely be possible. With the Templar Assassin still in the mid lane and Jakiro supporting someone on the bot lane, which actually could be still turning into a tri lane. But there is still a lot of jungle heroes in the pool. Enchantress, Enigma, even Doom if you want to be going that way. So they could also still pick up the jungle hero. Naga Siren actually, oh no, she was already banned out, never mind. Lone Druid will be picked up here by M5, so they secure their solo long lane as well. Leshrac is still one of those heroes that, you know, in theory he could still be going into the mid lane by himself. And he could also be a support, so you can't really expect what he's going to be doing. But we'll find out after the next picks are done. But first, bans. 3 bans for each team. We have the GDB team, who is going to be banning out first. What kind of heroes do they want to ban out? They ban out the Venomancer, which is of course a support, as well as a support that is very annoying versus the Templar Assassin. So just one that they don't want to be facing. One hero that I also have to point out is still in the pool is the Nature's Prophet. Who we have seen in the last couple of days quite a few times. Enchantress is going to be banned out here by Moscow 5, so they ban out the heroes that can still be going into that jungle, which is of course not really ideal, because they already have the Chen in the jungle and they don't want any competition, though they do ban out the Wisp now rather than the Enigma, and Wisp will be one of the supports that they would be fearing. We have a Tidehunter and a Tidehunter and a Queen of Pain ban out by the good B team, and the last ban out coming in from Moscow 5. Actually, something that's been bothering me, because I've been casting a lot of Moscow 5 games lately. There's the Enigma still being banned out, by the way. But you see the eye here? Why is this a big eye and not a small one like the rest of the letters? Do you think that's a typo, or is it actually intended? Like, I see it every time. Just want to hear opinions. Anyway, the Enigma is still being banned out, so the GTB team now has to think, do they still want to go for a jungle hero? If so, which one? Because there's not that many normal ones still in the game. As in, I say normal ones. Chen, Enchantress, and Enigma are basically the solid jungle heroes. And there are, of course, other options. But, well, they're not that, they're a bit limited. So curious to see what they're gonna be doing with that. Anyway, we will find out soon. They have 1 minute left into their bonus time. If they're not gonna go for jungle hero, they should probably make a very strong trial lane. Jakiro there, maybe a hard carry for black, something like a Faceless Void or something like that. Anti-Mage, of course, still in the pool as well. And then maybe with an Earthshaker or Sand King or something. Sand King is nice. I like Sand King. Sand King makes for big plays. I am a well, lover of big plays. Let's see. Tiny. Okay, big plays regardless, but it's gonna be a tiny. Now, I have to say, Tiny could also be a solo mid. They have a lot of options with these lanes, but Tiny's probably gonna be supported by the Jakiro and then something else. Maybe even Batred is going to be supported something. The thing about Tiny is that you want him to get his levels, you want him to get his level 8 very fast. So if he's on a trial line, he won't be getting, won't be getting that much experience. And which is something that he needs. So curious to see how they're going to be doing that. It's first going to be F5 that's going to be picking something up. Hopefully revealing what they want to do with the Leshrac. Chaos Knight is still in the pool if they want to turn it into a strong dual lane. And other than that, they still need a solo lane as well on the side of N5. Well, I say need, but that depends on what the Leshrac is going to be doing. I think the Leshrac is going to be a support here. And in which case they still need a mid lane for the Templar Assassin. Or dual lane with the Chaos Knight and Leshrac. And then they can just have the Lone Druid on the safe lane and a Bounty Hunter or something on the long lane. Because they need to have a hero. That Lone Druid is one of those heroes that can just farm continuously, but he does need that time to farm. He does need that space to farm, and that's where the rest of M5 would come in to provide the distraction from the opponent's team. Okay, Bane. So, Bane is a hero that is probably going to be going into the mid lane. He is also one of those heroes that needs those levels. And he can be played as support. I'm not that big of a fan of him as support. I've been told also that if you want to have a Bane as support, you only pick him up if the Shadow Demon is banned out, because otherwise you'd only pick him up for his Nightmare. But I do like it. Invoker is also still in the pool. Could be a pickup. Nah, that shouldn't be. Nah, I think Bane mid, Leshrac, Chaos Knight bottom, top, and a Lone Druid bottom for them. But we're gonna have to see what the last pick is gonna be. First, the last pick of the GDB team. I have to say, their lineup. It's all those kind of heroes. All 4 heroes have such a high. I'm actually gonna say this. Personality. Like they always put a stamp on the games where they're in. They always make plays. While for Moscow 5, they do that too. But they have less impact, I feel. But we'll find out. Keeper of the Light will be picked up here, so it's gonna make sure that Tiny can just spam out his his avalanche and his stalls the whole time. That's one of the most annoying combinations, combined with a Wisp and a Tiny, but Keeper of the Light Tiny, normally he has mana issues. He can't spam out his toss and his avalanche all the time, but with the Keeper of the Light you can. So, yeah, nice one. And StarLadder are going to be the last pickup on the side of Moscow 5. It is... Well, then it's going to be a Leshrac solo lane and then a Bane StarLadder lane? I will let myself be surprised. We're going to at least jump ourselves into the game as we have got a pause. Tiny needs 1 second. It will give me time to put on free camera, put in a like for the game, and close that one again. So we're going to see who's playing what. And we'll start on the Radiant team with a good B team. And wow, this Templar Assassin looks like she's got tar all over her or something. Look at that. She's all black. All dirty. Anyway, Templar Assassin being played by Sing Sing there. Alex is going to be playing the Keeper of the Light. Bamboo is going to be playing the Bat Rider. Kuroki is going to be playing the Jakiro. And Black will be playing the Tiny. Yeah, this is awkward. Anyway, let's jump ourselves over to the dire side. See who's playing what there. We have Nexus playing the StarLadder. Cedoy will be playing the Lone Druid. Solo will be on the Chen. StarLadder on the Bane. And Dread on the Leshrac. And if StarLadder is on the Bane, well, Dread on the Leshrac, I still don't know where they're going to be going with those lanes. We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out. As we're waiting for the pause to be over. At the same time, I have to talk to someone in the chat. There we go. And it will be well, we'll be surprised on who's going which lane.
Prepare for battle.
Looks like Leshrac and StarLadder, or is everybody going top? No, StarLadder will then still be in the mid. He didn't pick up any items just yet, though. Oh, there we go. Going for a fast bottle. By the looks of it. Yeah, going for a fast bottle. So he will be going to the mid lane with the solo in the dire jungle. StarLadder going to be farming, and Leshrac going to be... Well, I thought he was going to have a supportive role, but he doesn't have any wards with him. That is all up onto the Chen with the Lone Druid indeed on the bottom lane. In the meantime, on the Radiant side, we do see Tiny Keeper of the Light moving towards the bottom lane. Combination that we were expecting. It's just going to wait and see where Jakiro is actually going to go, because he could be supporting the top lane, but he could also be going to the bottom lane. He actually picked up a Smoke of the Seat, so might be going for an early gank there. He's going to ward and is going to see where he's going to go. We have Bamboo on the Bed Rider, picked up a bottle first item. Interesting to see that. And then we're going to have Sing on the Templar side. Okay, she is going to stick with being black. I mean, it doesn't even look like she's black. It just looks like she's got tar all over her or something. Yeah, it's awkward. Anyway, mid for him, top for him. And let's see where he is going to be going, because that will be, yeah, I'm going to go bottom. Okay, so 3-lane bottom. Up first that Lone Druid, who is going to, of course, try to pull the creep wave with his bear. Let's see if he can pull the creep wave all the way until behind the tower. At the same time, normally what we see then is bears going this way, and then the creep wave meet each other here, because black will then pull the lane from there to there. We're going to see if he's going to be able to do that, though. Or if he's going to actually take that route. He's going to be, yeah, he's going to be not taking that route. Okay, so that will still be the creep wave going the way of the Lone Druid, even though his bear is taking a lot of damage there, but, you know, just actually it's not taking that much damage. He can even pick up a regen rune if he wants to. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, he's got the lane. It's cool. In the meantime, black is of course going to be able to farm under the jungle, which shouldn't really be that much of an issue, even though seeing this, he only got one last hit, which is quite unusual, because normally under a tower you are able to calculate where the last hits are going to be going, what you have the last hits, how many times before the tower will take it down and stuff like that. But yeah, creep wave, it will mean that Cedo is getting some experience here as well. In the meantime, let's see how lanes exactly are. Bed Rider actually decided to not go on this bottom lane, top lane rather, because he is going to be in too much trouble. He's going to be going to the jungle. Oh, I've never seen that picture of the harpy. This looks awkward. I hope it's a male harpy. Female looks a bit sad. Anyway, StarLadder indeed mid lane. One last hit needed for that bottle. And I have to say, Enfeeble in the mid lane is so good, because you are just able to just stop him, stop your opponent from last hitting, because the last hit damage is going to be 0 almost, or at least it's going to be very low, especially if you spec it up. But yeah, it's going to make the lane for StarLadder a bit easier. And if you're going to ask me where is going to be the first blood, it's either going to be mid lane, if Bane is not careful. Of course, it is a Bane. Like, let's not romanticize it that much. He is still a Bane, not that strong of a hero. It will all depend how they're going to be playing this. And the bottle is indeed being picked up by Bane, and he's actually going to be able to use all the charges and pick up the haste rune, so has the first thing ready there. Bottle is also going to be put up on the Templar Assassin, but she was too late for the rune, so it's not going to get that. I would normally say if the Bed Rider was still on the top lane that the first blood might be happening there, but since he's not there, it's going to be StarLadder free farming, and Dread is just going to be doing what he does, just pulling, getting some experience in the jungle for himself. Well, Nexus is just free farming, as I said. No first blood there, and if this Lone Druid is going to stand right by his tower, he should not be dying either. So it's going to be depending on when there's going to be a gank going off on either lane, when people are going to be going a bit more aggressive about trying to take some kills, trying to take that first blood.
No.
For now, this mid lane is probably the most interesting one, because bottom is just free farm for black, it's just Lone Druid pulling the lane back, and top lane is just free farming for Nexus, and Batrider is just trying to survive in the jungle. We still got his bottle up to full. And that is going to be more harassment being done on the StarLadder, who still has his haste room, by the way. He's level 3, level 4 on the Templar Assassin. She didn't move away for the creep, so has some extra experience there, and is therefore slightly ahead on that. Oh, what's this? On that Templar Assassin. Nightmare put up on Sting, just to stop him from right clicking. Oh, melt damage going off, and that is first blood actually. Still, we saw him being around this tower. I didn't think that he was actually trying to run from that one. Tiny picking up the first blood. It's out of mana now as well, but I guess Keeper of Light can give that back instantly. And that is not something that I was foreseeing. I don't think that Cedo was foreseeing that either, and he's actually now just gonna give up. Gonna go towards the jungle to farm there. I mean, he did get some last hits there, but he doesn't have a bear for a long while again. I mean, still 140 seconds before he has another bear, and without the bear, he just can't do anything. As we have Jakiro just pulling this creep camp over and over. Something that's really useful for this guy here, so he can do exactly what he did here. Fire all over the place, stacks all over the place, and this way he's still getting some farm without being on the lane. And he's gonna get levels from that as well, quite a few actually. He's level 3 right now, and yeah, doing nicely. Doing nicely. Is it? Yeah, this stack is also lane is also going to be stacked. So that is something what Bamboo is going to be continuously doing. Fortification going on because the tier 1 tower top lane is going to be pressured. Leshrac level 2 Edict, Chen coming out of the jungles with its Ursa, and next is hitting on that tower as well. And the Ursa Warrior is actually going to make sure that the creep wave is going to be distracted so that they can just take the next creep wave and push back this tower, and it will go down as well. Should go down. There goes Chen actually picking up the last hit there. And it's going to be, last hit-wise, it is the Slaughter who is highest up on top of there on the last hits. That's no surprise, to be fair. He has free farm. At the same time, Tiny has free farm as well, but he's 3 creeps behind. Big difference here, though, is that Black does have a kill, of course, up his sleeve. So extra gold for him, as he also has finished up his face boots. And it's actually going to be the Keeper of Light that's going to take that farm with his Illuminate. And it's going to be Bamboo that's going to come back to the top lane to defend his tower. In the meantime, it's still going to be these two taking it up against each other. Almost have a level 6 on the Bane, but level 6 on Sting is already there. There comes the melt damage. Ice Bat there as well. Cylinder, Brain Saps, getting some more HP. No more mana left on the Templar Assassin, who gets put in a Nightmare. And that's going to be StarLadder being able to back off. No kill there, even 2 versus 1. Bane stays alive.
Thanks.
He has to go back to base, so this is hurting him as well. Not being in range for experience and gold for a long while, yet he does have a TP, so we'll be able to go back towards the lane fairly fast to still get his level 6, because of course his level 6 is when he will hopefully start to roam around and get some ganks going, something that he should be doing. Though having said that, of course they still have the Slaughter free farming, which is kind of nice as well, so maybe that's going to be their hope for late game, if they're just going to be passive until they are forced to fight. Could be the case. Sentry ward being placed there just in case there's gonna be another melt there from Sing Sing. We have Chen roaming there as well. If there's gonna be a melt, there's also gonna be a Centaur stun to make sure that they see him and are able to stun him and are hopefully for them able to pick him off. Especially soon with that level 6 from the Bane there as well. Will be very helpful. Leshrac in the meantime, he's level 5, actually doing quite nice considering he's in a jungle. If we look at the experience from the other jungle heroes, other support heroes I should say, is going to be the Keeper of the Light, level 5 as well. And where's the other one? Jakiro, who is going to be level 3 still. Oh, StarLadder, Ice Pad there. Chen, is he able to do something? Still going to be able to get a stun in on the center in 4 seconds. Is sending StarLadder home. Flame Break, make sure that they can't chase the Templar Assassin. And that's going to be the trap, slowing them down 50%. Do they really want to go for that? No, it's going to be the Chen creep that is going to be able to just make sure that didn't happen with the stun there. Nobody dying in this mid lane. But it seems like a pretty dangerous situation for both sides right now. And that's just the potential. The initiation is there for both teams. With now the Fiend's Grip almost up there. There's a trap hitting on the Leshrac. Ice Path hitting as well, but the Nightmare making sure that CA cannot chase that. Illuminate going through, another Nightmare. Leshrac stun getting cancelled. And that's gonna be Again, nothing happening in mid lane. 3 versus 2 here in the meantime. With the Cedo in the jungle, gonna continue farming there. And Bamboo back on the top lane, got himself a amplified damage up on top of him, but he's not gonna care. He's actually able to force StarLadder out, or at least he's not gonna stick around just in case there's gonna be ganking coming from the mid lane onwards. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, we have got the Chen farming here. He's picked up a buckler, is of course going for that what's it called? Mechanism. I know it's hard remembering all those names. Tiny is 900 gold. He's got his phase boots and is now on the way to check out if there's gonna be something to do here. Then there could be. Slow lands on the Bane, who's level 6 by now, by the way. This could be turning into something very painful at the same time. Do they have the damage to take down a Templar Assassin, including that refraction in that time that he's gonna be in a Fiend script for? Maybe they do. Of course, Leshrek's stun will follow up after that. But the StarLadder is not there. And the StarLadder is of course such a good combination with that Bane. Same reason why StarLadder is a good combination with the Shadow Demon. You can just hold people in place and just guarantee that StarLadder is going to get there to land that crush. I'm actually going to put up net worth because that is making more sense right now, especially since so many people are roaming into that jungle. I'm not going to be seeing anything with those last hits anymore. It's actually still StarLadder, however, that's the highest on top of there. He has free farm smoke up 4 and 5, by the way. Go towards the mid lane. Nobody of the GDB team is in the mid lane, however, at the moment. We have Templar Assassin farming in the jungle, just like the rest of the team. Oh, Alex might be in some trouble, has to run away, does have boots, but there's a haste, there's a crush. There's gonna be a test of faith, and that's gonna be a kill going towards the Chen. Leshrek's stun still hitting, but did he even get an assist there? Yeah, oh, yes, he did. Okay. But the test of faith did the job there. Easy kill, as yeah, that was a fairly easy kill. Oh, lasso to the high ground. No, the stun is there. Leshrek will stay on the low ground. Bamboo makes it up on the high ground. Flame Break still there. Not able to lock them on the high ground either. There's the avalanche. Toss. Solo taking a lot of damage. Amplified damage up on the tiny. StarLadder making the chase, but there's fire on the floor. I don't want to be running into that one. 2 heroes here of the good B team. And here comes the Keeper of the Light again as well. Able to give some mana to that Tiny just so he can continue his Avalanche Toss combination. There's the Avalanche Toss. Where's the mana? No mana just yet. Trap being landed. Slowing down only creeps. Actually slowed down StarLadder as well, but he still has a haste. There's a Fiend grip on the Bamboo. And Bamboo goes down. Bane picking him up. Melt damage still hitting up on track. Illuminate still going through as well. Brain Step up on the Keeper of Light, using a stick charge to stay up. Here comes the Tiny again. Leshrek's stun first, hitting up on Tiny. The lightning going through as well. Another nightmare. Templar Assassin doing that one. And then 5 backing off. 3 versus 3, even though they're definitely not at the back foot. They just don't want to be forcing anything out. Avalanche still going off. Toss. Nexus low on HP, but is going to be staying alive. And that's level 9 upon that Tiny, by the way. He has reached that point where he's going to be roaming around a bit more. Not going to be farming that much anymore. He's just going to be trying to get some kills. Even though they are still quite low on kills, to be fair. Just only having that first blood one on the Cedo, who's still farming in that jungle. He's actually not doing that bad on net worth. He is, of course, had a bit of a rough start. Got killed off, but since then he's been in the dire jungle. And let's just make sure he's taking over Chen's farm, because Chen's farm is a bit low. But Chen has been roaming around on the lanes as well, so... yeah, face boots up on the Templar Assassin. Let's see if she's still going to go for Blink Dagger, or if she's going to go and take a different route there. As we sometimes see Templar Assassin go. We have drums up on the Tiny. Able to get that movement speed up there. And Keeper of Light, of course, being a support hero here, so doesn't have that much yet, item-wise. As, whoa, Bad Rider thinking about going in here. Yes, he has a lasso, but he's going to be put into a nightmare. Templar Assassin, is he going to be helping out, or is he just going to let Bamboo be there? And he is indeed going to let Bamboo be there. He's going to be finding Leshrek as well. There's a trap landing on Seliener. And we'll make sure that they are able to back off there. Double damage shoot up on the TA. Might be making stuff happen. Ice Path, locked in solo. Not going to be going in on that one though. 3 versus 3 again. Mid lane this time. Flame Break only hitting on the Wildkin. In the meantime, it's still Nexus that's still free farming. He's going for BKB. Picked up his Ogre Club. Almost as enough for his Minthor Hammer already. Flame Break again. Not going to be hitting anything. Was of course aiming to hit that one, but not able to do that. And of course the thing is very annoying because it also pops up the refraction from a Templar Assassin. Nice path for some harassment. In the meantime, we still have Tiny on the bottom lane. Gonna be finding Chen, by the way. Again with Wildkin's creeps. He's just gonna continue pushing and well, being very far up front there, trying to scare Chen away. He's by himself, however. 4 heroes of the good B team in this jungle. Knockback on StarLadder. Ice Pad there as well. Lasso, you cannot do anything. You are so dead. Keeper of Light picking up the kill. Double damage activated on Sing, who does get stunned still. And there is gonna be Kuroki on the way out. Will he still die? It looks like he will be. Lone Druid's Bear picking up nice Ice Pad though, making sure that the rest of his team are gonna be able to back off there. Or are they? Sting still thinking about going in there. Gets an amplified damage up on him and changed his mind. And that was indeed Nexus joining the fight there, helping out with the crushes, with the kills, or at least with the damage output. It's a, well, it's a port for solo mid. It's a good trade for the good B team. The tower not going down though. Still have one tower in favor of for M5 because they took down the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane, top lane rather. And no towers down on their own side just yet, as Black getting forced back here. With the Bear now continuing farming, 2100 gold up on him, and smoke up for the Chen, as he's gonna go towards that mid lane, see if he can find something. Bane also got a smoke up. Fiend's Grip is off cooldown. Flame Break not gonna be hitting anything. There's a Fiend's Grip up on Bamboo. Bamboo taking a lot of damage. Here comes Nexus taking the last hit with the crush, and the rest of the GDB team backing off already. And that is just how well the Bane and the StarLadder work together. And Black still farming. 1800 gold up on him. Probably wants to go for Blink Dagger before doing anything else. We have a Hood up on the Lone Druid. Not going to be going for that Radiance. Going for a bit more of a supportive role right now. He's going to go for a Pipe. Trap up. Fiend's Grip is on cooldown. There will still be a Nightmare though, if he wants it. They cannot go in on it. And while we are going to follow the Bane slightly, I'm just going to take... Well, we're just actually going to open the can first, and then I'm going to take Super Dragon. Templar Assassin picking up a Blink Dagger, by the way. Oh, that one missed. Ooh, there we go. So Templar Assassin Blink Dagger. Oh, this might be where the Blink Dagger gets put to use. Nope, not. Never mind. Blink Dagger still in stash. Okay, still getting slowed though. Flame Break, there's melt damage. There's the bracelet, will be sent home by the Chen, so we'll be fine. Lesser was still there, and the hit is still gonna fly, but it's not gonna be doing anything anymore. No kill. Well, Lasso being used. Not really something that you want to be seeing. Level 7 on the Keeper of the Light, who surprisingly did not pick up his Spirit Form yet. Well, now he does. At level 8 he does. Illuminate going through. Breath of Fire. Slowing them down. There's a Nightmare up on Kuroki, but will be copied by the Templar Assassin. We'll make sure that at least Kuroki's not gonna get picked off there. There's still an invisibility rune up on the Templar Assassin if they want to go for this. There are now 5 heroes in the mid lane. And actually Yasha being picked up by Black. So it's going to go for that carry build for the Tiny, which we have seen before as well. Trap, landing on Bane. Blink Dagger no longer in the stash, but he's not going to go in on it. They want to take down the tower, and they will be able to take down the tower, definitely. And it's Tiny that picks up the gold for that thing. Oh, well, 1k gold up on him again. Let's see if they're going to continue pushing here. They have Lasso again in 30 seconds. They still have Avalanche toss combinations. Probably about to be demonstrated there, but the Nightmare was first. StarLadder, Brain Sap will be enough. There's a toss, and that's the kill. Bedrider taking the last hit for that one as he finds a Chen, but Chen gets a stun in from his Centaur. It is still going to be the crush that hits on 2. Tower hitting on C in the meantime. Nexus is going to be deciding to back off again. Gets a Flame Break in the face. Bedrider making sure that everybody's going to be able to back off safely. Are they going to be trying to go in on the side? Yes, Kuroki. Amplified damage up on him. Is there a blink there or anything? No, he's still just building towards his BKB as he gets an avalanche, gets a toss, still lands a crush though. Is he going to be able to get picked off there? Yes, he is. Keeper of the Light, Illuminate level 4, doing the damage, making sure that works. 5 heroes still alive on the GDB team, and they now picked up the carry, so they can continue pushing if they want to, and they want to. And only on the mid lane, tier 1 tower down, now tier 2 tower down as well. Avalanche toss, clears out the creep wave. Seedoy almost got his headdress completed to continue with his pipe. And Jakiro takes a last hit of this tower. So he's now got 1500 gold. Curious to see what this support is going to be building next. Even though, well, I was going to say something maybe like a mechanism, but Keeper of the Light is probably going to be going for that one. Yep, he has his buckler, he has his headdress, and they smoked up seeing if they can find some more targets there to kill. Roshan could be a target here as well. Of course, with the Templar Assassin, you are able to take that Roshan fairly early, even though 17 minutes in the game is not that early, to be fair. And will not be done. There's no ward up here for the dire side, though. Actually, there's no wards up at all for the dire side. There's a ward here for the Radiant side, and a ward here for the Radiant side, but that is it. That's all wards on the map. And it's Nexus that's continuing farming again. He wants to get his BKB. Needs to be able to survive that, well, the combination of the Avalanche toss. Doesn't want to be put in an ice bath. Doesn't want to be hit by a Keeper of the Light Illuminate. I don't blame him. He will still be last suit, by the way. Just saying. Still be last suit by this Bat Rider. As they take down a tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. But yeah, that goes through BKB. You need to have a Lincolns if you want to be doing something with that. In the meantime, tier 1 tower mid. Gonna be pressured. Here comes the TP in. Tiny. Getting some by Leshrac first, though. Blink in, trap still hits, slows down 2 people, will be Leshrac that will be sent home, Avalanche toss, still gonna happen, but he will be fine. Solo might not be as fine. Gets locked in, gets melt damage, gets killed off, Bat Rider taking the last hit. 5 heroes of the GDB team in this middle lane, as the TPs are now gonna come into the bottom lane, top lane rather, because that tower is gonna be picked off, and not gonna be denied. It is the C3 that picks it up. He will still be slowed by the sticky napalm. Actually, does he want to chase that? There are more people incoming. If he gets a lasso on there, he would be able to do that, but the slow is still there. Flame Break's not gonna hit anything. I mean, the haste is still there from the slaughter, so he should be able to back up just fine. And the sticky napalm charge has already run out, and the rest of his team didn't even bother chasing that one, as we have a 4 staff being built by the Jakiro, so that's the one that he wanted to go for. And Bat Rider probably hoping that he is gonna get his Blink Dagger very fast, because that would have been a kill if he would have had his Blink Dagger, but he didn't. We're gonna have a point booster up on the Tiny, so it's going for his Aghanims. Pretty standard build that we see. Yasha first, then Aghanims, and then completing his Mad Style if he still wants it. So that's the one that we are gonna see coming up from Black here, as it's gonna be a Nightmare up on Black with the trap still hitting, TP in as well, melt damage gonna go through. There's a Brain Sap. Is it gonna be enough? I don't think so. He's gonna be going down. Bat Rider again that wants to pick up the kill, but the TP's incoming in the meantime. Jakiro already down. Tiny killing off Leshrac in the meantime, as we see amplified damage up on the TA, but it's gonna be Bamboo that they're gonna try to go for. He's trying to juke it through the jungles, over the bridge, and will be fine, as everybody else will be fine. 2 heroes dead on the side of M5, with the Bane as well as Leshrac getting picked up, and Jakiro the only one to die on the side of the good B team. And the rest will be backing off once more. Not getting the tier 1 tower with that, by the way. It's the last tier 1 tower standing on the side of M5. And I have to say, there's only 2 towers getting killed off by the dire side so far, as in the good B team still has 2 of their lanes entirely intact. So it is going to be 1 tower in favor of M5. Let's take a look at the graphs. We haven't really done it that much, and the reason for that is pretty simple. It has felt very even for a very long time. And it has been very even for a very long time. But this is when the team fight started happening on the mid lane, and that is when they get the gold graph up there, 4K. We're going to see the same kind of thing happening for the experience graph, even though that's been a bit more in favor of the good B team. But right now, still 4K in favor of the Radiant side for experience wise, as we see still Slaughter farming. Net worth, he is being passed by though. Tiny making sure he makes use of that gold. He's got 2400 gold. It's pretty close towards his Aghanims, and then we're gonna see Tiny with a tree just running around hurting things. Blink in from Bamboo, and now guts his blink up. We're gonna have a last 2 up on the Bane, who will go down. Next is gonna be going on Sing in the meantime. Single will be picked up by the Slaughter. He put his BKB on. It's gonna be Bamboo that dies to the chance. Test of Fate. Dread still locked inside. And Ice Path and will still go down. In the meantime, Radiant's Courier was in the mix of all that as well. Gets picked off. So no more Radiant's Courier. Buyback happened from Sing. He's back into this fight. Wants to go for Nexus. Wants to get revenge. There's a slow from the dual breath. Nexus trying to get away. Gets a crush in. Hits on 2. Tiny. Still there. Toss up on Nexus. Gets the kill. It is the bear that is the last one around here, who will be trying to get away. Slow for 50% still happens on their 5. They're gonna dive it, or are they not? No, they are not. I think that's a good call, but they might be able to take down this tier 3 as the Avalanche toss comes off again. But without the Slaughter, they might just be able to take this tower. Even though they don't have the Aghanims just yet, even though he does have enough gold now to pick up his Aghanims if he wants to. Curious to see what was in the Donkey, if there was actually anything in that Courier, or if it was picked up on the back foot, on the back side. We have a smoke up for the Bat Rider, and they're actually all backed off again, as I'm not sure what Sing is doing in this forest here, but he's going to be able to blink out anyway. He's going to be fine. And that is a Tiny back to farming on the bot lane. Avalanche toss will be coming off, I think, and that's gonna be tier. Oh, he has to hurry though. That's a deny, I was gonna say. It's gonna be the tower going down at least. Only one tier 1 tower left inside the Radiant team. So the towers are now back to even again. Still have 4k gold in favor of the GDB team though, as everybody off the Dire side is grouping up. They're gonna go for a smoke. Let's see if we can find some new items while we follow them taking their smoke. Gonna go for a Roshan by the looks of it. Mechanism there, Chen building towards drums. And we have got Lone Druid finishing up his pipe, which was to be expected. Lone Druid has got not that much gold in his inventory either, 275. And Leshrac doesn't have that much either, but it's the Tiny. Look at the Tiny. Look at the net worth. Oh, flame break. Ooh, Leshrac. That's a tough position for you to be in. Blink in. Last 2, Dread, you're dead. You are so dead right now. There we go. Bedrider picking him up. In the meantime, Aghanim Scepter complete upon the Tiny. Let's see if he's going to be using it in this next fight. Yes, he does. He does have it. There's a BKB up on StarLadder, looking to go for a kill. Has to find one though. Nightmare up on the Tiny. We do have Lone Druid still being there, being slowed down. Mana leak up on him as well. Flame break up on Starlo. Chen, who's going to be getting picked up. Toss. Avalanche, StarLadder, still lands a crush, hits on a lot, but is so slowed, he's gonna have to try to get away, he won't be able to do so. Aegis being popped there, and the Tiny's already waiting to go in on him again. Look at that, toss going through, still lands a crush, but would still be going down. Keeper of the Light getting the last hit with his Illuminate, and they're just gonna be going on, continue to go on. They don't have to deal with the Chen, they don't have to deal with Nexus on his StarLadder. And they can just try to take down his tower, especially now that they have this Tiny with his Aghanim Scepter, who is just going to be able to put hurt in that tower. And the Shrek starting not hitting because the 4-staff was there. And there's 4 heroes again. The buybacks happen, so they cannot go in anymore. And rather would probably go towards the tier 1 tower on the top lane to just continue getting that gold going. Let's see what the donkey. The donkey only has TPs in him before he died, so that's not that big of a loss. Apart from, of course, the gold that you lose when your courier dies. Well, you don't really lose gold. You just give away gold to your opponents, which is not really a good thing either. But yeah, gold graph still in favor of them. Experience graph, that will show more because the kills have been going their way. 7,500 gold, experience going the way of the good B team, as they are looking quite strong in this first game of the 2 games that we're going to see between M5 and the good B team. And this Tiny is a pretty good, pretty good reason because of, yeah, do I say reason? I say reason. He's a pretty big reason for them to be taking the advantage in this game, because he's got a lot of farm. He's got a lot of free farm. He hasn't died yet. He has been in 8 out of the 13 kills, got 3 last hits for himself of those. And in the meantime, tier 1 tower goes down on the top lane. Tier 2 tower is going to be pressured, as you can see. Lone Druid's bear is going to be, of course, doing a lot of damage there. Let's see if the bear has anything else. No, still only phase boots and a shield. And they're actually going to be pressured out again, because the threat of Tiny being there is just too much. There's going to be Keeper of the Light that's going to be summoning someone towards him. And they're going to try to go for this trap. Hit, last 2, up on the Stallianer. Bamboo taking a lot of damage though, will be forced out the way, but will still go down to the bane. Buys back, wants to be here. Illuminate going through, as we have Tiny being locked inside a Fiend's Grip. And now only he is being out of there again. Still taking a lot of damage. Send home will not work. And will be going down there. Tiny buying back though, will be back here shortly, as he can just TP into the tier 2 if he wants to, if he has enough gold. It's gonna be the Chen that still went down on the side of M5, and they're not done yet. Dread is gonna be going down here as well, cannot land the stun anymore as Keeper of the Light picks him up. I have to say, this Keeper of the Light picks up quite a few kills that I noticed. It's been in 10 kills, picked up 4 of them for themselves, and Bane will be able to get his way out of there. Picked up a Ghost Theft, of course, the thing that you can do against that Tiny. Of course, these right clicks are quite painful, and of course, Templar Assassin is going to be also one that you're going to be able to make sure that she's not going to be able to kill you off if you put your Ghost Scepter on there. But at the same time, I have to say, this fight was in favor of M5. They made sure, but they're not going to get a tier 2 tower still. But they made sure that they made Bamboo buy back on his Bedrider, they made Black buy back on his Tiny. That's a lot of gold that you force out. Of your opponents, that is. Oh yeah. Let's just checking what kind of couriers they have. Anyway, we have 4 heroes on the bottom lane for the good B team, as we also have everybody of M5 rotating towards that bottom lane. I say everybody, but it's not actually Nexus that is now going to be buying a TP. Will be there if needed, but it's just going to continue farming. 1600 gold up on him, as he's now TPing towards his middle lane. Smoke up. They're going to come in from behind. It reminds me of a different situation, but it's different heroes this time, but they're still gonna come in from behind, waiting in the wings. I'm sure you recognize that sentence right there, and here they're gonna go. Tiny in the meantime already picked up the tower, Nightmare up on Alex, will be, probably be picked up the moment that ends. Look at that, his damage is, yeah, the Chen picks that kill up. Bedfire in the meantime still able to pick up the Slaughter, though Ice Path ledges on 3. Dread taking a lot of damage, will be picked up as well. Lone Druid with his bear, trying to get away. It's so slow though, cannot do anything. Trap lands on the Chen. There's Bedrider back again. Solo goes down as well. The bear will be picked up. The owner of the bear will try to TP out. Will not be able to do so because there's a flame break, there's an ice path, and that is going to be the end of Cedar. And GG, well played, goes out. M5 not winning game number 1. And the GDB team looking strong in this game, as well as of course the previous game that we saw from them. We are however going to see another game of these two teams, seeing which one of them is going to be taking home either 3 points, or, well, if the GDB team is going to take home 3 points for this matchup, or if both are going to be going home, well, not going home, going to continue with this group stage with both each 1 point. But we're going to wait until everybody disconnected before we're going to see a throne explode, by the way. But yeah, that was a pretty, I have to say, that tiny free farming is just something that hurts so much. And the Templar Assassin is usually one of those heroes that will get that early game start as well and just starting dominating, but that wasn't even it. It was just the team itself, and when the pushing started, how can you counter that? Lone Druid not getting enough gold, and still with the Slaughter free farming. Slaughter is not the hero to be going in with a melee fight with a Templar Assassin and a Tiny. He's just not going to be doing that. Not even BKB will help that, because there's still a lot of gold or a lot of damage going through. We're still waiting for the last 2 heroes to disconnect. We will be jumping ourselves into the next game after this one. My name is Sheever. I'm a Ghost of Gamers caster. As said at the start of this game, I'm not an official caster for StarLadder. For official cast, you can go to Own TV and you can check out the matches there. However, for this match, there is no official English cast, which is why I am casting this match. And we're still waiting for, well, they're probably shaking hands or something. We're still waiting for them to disconnect, because without these 2 heroes, they cannot start the next game either, so that's all good. By the way, if you want to support me, please subscribe to my YouTube. That is very much appreciated. Trying to go for 5K subscriptions. So, yeah, I'm already halfway there. That would be very nice. Oh, that's actually youtube.com/SheeverGaming. I have to say that as well. We're still waiting though. This is taking a long time. I can disconnect, but I know a lot of people want to see the end screen just to, you know, have an overview and to see in case I missed something, and of course to see the numbers of the gold per minute, of the experience per minute and stuff like that. So still waiting. Still waiting. They're still in the game, by the way. And the thing is, like, this is a LAN event, right? But they cannot start the next game until Solo has disconnected and until Black has disconnected. Okay, I think I might just stop before we, yeah, let's just stop. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to see the end screen, buy the in-game ticket, which you can do, otherwise I wouldn't be able to cast it anyway, using the in-game ticket for that as well. And I'm sure you can wait for the game then and do the end screen. Anyway, yeah, be right back. Stay tuned for more Dota2 action between M5 and the good B team. Be right back with more.